This is you. There's your dad, his dad, and his. Keep going. Past kings, pharaohs, cavemen, and eventually some guy hiding behind a tree, screaming because he touched a frog and thought it was cursed. That guy? That's your ancestor. He has no pants, no shoes, and no idea that one day, a distant descendant would exist with Bluetooth headphones and anxiety. But here's the deal. If that guy, or literally anyone in your genetic lineage, had choked on a snail or wandered into the wrong saber-tooth, then you wouldn't be here. You exist because 1,000 generations of humans somehow dodged extinction like it's a hobby. But what's wild? We didn't almost die out because of nature's fury alone. No, humans almost wiped themselves out multiple times.
Ooh, what is
in the dumbest possible ways. So today we're counting down the top 5 "you've got to be kidding me" moments where humanity nearly went poof. Not because we were weak, but because we made absolutely terrible choices. Let's get into it. Let's start with the number 5, ancient overkill, aka whoops, we ate everything. Once Homo sapiens figured out how to walk upright and throw sharp things, we started spreading across the planet like a virus with legs. And everywhere we went, the same thing happened. Everything else died. Seriously, look at the fossil record. It's like we showed up and then the local megafauna just didn't. In Australia, we wiped out giant wombats, 2-ton kangaroos, and the terrifying megalania, a venomous monitor lizard longer than your minivan. North America, mammoths, mastodons, giant sloths, and saber-tooths all said, "Yeah, we're good," and dipped out of existence. Scientists call it the quaternary extinction event. We call it, oops, we hunted everything fun to extinction. To be fair, we were hungry. You try surviving with only twigs, berries, and whatever animal you can chase barefoot across a prairie. But that gluttony created a huge problem. With all the big, slow meat gone, we had to rethink the plan. Cue agriculture, and with it, all the joy of hard labor, plagues, and dental decay. More on that later. Number 4, the Great Oxygen Catastrophe. Let's go way back, like 2.4 billion years ago. No humans yet, no mammals. Just microbes vibing in Earth's cozy, methane-rich atmosphere. Enter photosynthetic bacteria. These microscopic show-offs figured out how to use sunlight to make energy and fart out oxygen as a byproduct. Great for us, right? Wrong. At the time, oxygen was a deadly poison, and these bacteria went absolutely wild, pumping it into the air like they were trying to win a climate change speedrun. Result? The Great Oxygenation Event. Earth's first mass extinction. A bunch of oxygen-hating life forms died off, the climate got colder, and the planet froze over in a snowball Earth event. You know things are bad when oxygen is the villain. The upside? That extinction cleared the way for new oxygen-loving life. Eventually, that led to fish, reptiles, mammals, you, and your caffeine dependency. But make no mistake, we nearly lost life itself because bacteria didn't know when to stop burping oxygen. Number 3, the Toba supervolcano eruption. Fast forward to 74,000 years ago. Early humans had finally figured out how to hunt mammoths, survive ice ages, and tell stories around the fire. Then Mount Toba, an Indonesian supervolcano, exploded. And we don't mean a little eruption. This thing launched over 670 cubic miles of debris into the sky. That's like detonating every volcano on Earth at once and then kicking the planet while it's down. Ash-covered continents. Sunlight got blocked for years. Temperatures plunged globally by up to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not sweater weather. That's your crops are dead, your water is frozen, and you're eating roots to stay alive. The result? A genetic bottleneck. The human population is thought to have dropped to under 3,000 individuals. That's barely enough people to run a small town, let alone a species. You're not just the descendant of survivors. You're the descendant of a few dozen lucky folks who didn't starve to death during Earth's worst camping trip. Number 2, the lead apocalypse, aka nice plumbing, Rome. Let's take a stroll through ancient Rome, land of gladiators, marble statues, togas, and some of the worst public health decisions in human history. On the surface, Rome was brilliant. Paved roads, aqueducts that carried water across mountains, and sprawling bathhouses where people could relax, gossip, and possibly catch syphilis. Advanced, right? Well, not so fast. Rome had a dirty little secret, Lead. So much lead. They used it for everything: plumbing, cookware, roofing, coins, makeup, wine additives. You name it, they probably poisoned it. And if you were rich, oh, you were especially doomed. The Roman elite, always chasing the finer things, sweetened their wine with lead acetate, a toxic compound that sounds like it was invented by a Bond villain. They literally called it sugar of lead. Fancy? Yes. Fatal? Also yes. Over time, this led to widespread chronic lead poisoning, a condition that doesn't kill instantly, but instead fries your brain like a slow roast. Symptoms included infertility, violent mood swings, memory loss, seizures, and good old-fashioned madness. Imagine your Senate being run by people whose brains were quietly melting. And that's not even the weirdest part of Roman politics. But it wasn't just the rich. Everyone drank water piped through lead. Everyone ate food stored in lead-glazed containers. Everyone, rich or poor, was marinating in neurotoxins. Some historians believe this mass exposure contributed to the eventual decline of Rome. After all, it's hard to govern the known world when your population is gradually losing cognitive function and thinking Jupiter is talking to them through their soup. Lesson learned. Maybe don't build your society on top of actual poison. Number 1. The Great Famine of 1315 to 1317, aka when it just wouldn't stop raining. Europe, early 1300s. Things are finally looking up. Populations are growing. Farms are expanding. People are maybe even hopeful. Then the skies opened and didn't close. For 3 years, relentless cold and rain ruined crops across the continent. Entire harvests rotted in the fields. Grain prices skyrocketed. Livestock starved. And people? People did what desperate people do: beg, steal, and yes, allegedly even eat each other. This was the Great Famine, and it was brutal. Over 10% of Europe's population died. Not from plague, not from war, from weather. And this wasn't just a bad season. It was a continent-wide no food, no hope, good luck event. Parents abandoned their kids. The elderly were left to die. Nobles hoarded grain while the poor ate grass and shoe leather. And the kicker? Just when Europe started to recover, the Black Death showed up a few decades later and wiped out another 30 to 60%. You, sitting there in your chair made of memory foam, exist not because humans are perfect or even particularly clever. You exist because enough of your ancestors were just barely smart enough not to die. They survived volcanic winters, atmospheric poison, famine, and their own plumbing, and through sheer stubbornness, dumb luck, and a few last-minute adaptations, they passed the baton of existence all the way to you. So, next time your phone dies at 3%, or your Wi-Fi glitches during a Zoom call, maybe take a second to appreciate that you still have it better than that guy chewing bark in 1316. Thanks for watching Human Footprints, where human history isn't just weird, it's an ongoing miracle of near failure. Hit subscribe before the next supervolcano makes it irrelevant.